Blaney went to move up, make a pass. Byron blocked him. Got him really.
Oh, Byron Blaney
turned
into the wall.
Kyle Busch.
And just like last year, Blaney gets caught up.
Yeah, and what's going to happen here is Brad Keselowski's into the back of the 8, you can see the flames coming out of Kyle Busch's car, trying to keep from getting into the back of the 24, but the 6 is pushing Kyle Busch so hard that he can't get checked up. You saw the flames come out of the pipes.
Doesn't take much. That movement, as soon as he moved and made it, it was kind of a late block, but it was still a good block.
Oh,
that's a heavy hit. Right rear, right into the wall, head on like that. Doesn't get any harder, Kevin.
That is one of the hardest hits that you can take in a race car when you get turned in the middle of the straightaway, right front into the.
Greg Van Alst making moves early.
Oh, trouble already.
And we've got Tony Breidinger around the 25, and they're wrecking all over the place. Caution is out.
Well, yeah, SVG is in that as well.
Shane Van Gisbergen had to run this race to be able to race.
If she gets squeezed. So I think the O2 got to push there and wiggle down the racetrack, and then they just kind of squeezed and touched on corner entry to 1. And just really tough part of the corner. The car is really light, and obviously a small push when you're racing that close.
Now Logano the outside. They can't get around.
Oh, Keselowski gets turned by William Byron. Blaney gets caught up. Gilliland, Truex, Hamlin, and more.
All those Fords were struggling to get around Chastain. Who could get around and get that clean air track position first? That's what happened.
And unfortunately, those guys behind him.
This gives you a much better view right there. You see the 24 car just being pushed, and sometimes you're not aligned, and you know you're not lifting, and that car gets to moving around, and you hope it works out, and it just didn't work out right here.
We saw this same scenario playing out at the duels the other night when Blaney got in a wreck. You really can't pin it on anybody. It's hard racing, everybody going for it, but when those cars move in front of them, it slows the energy down.
And look at Blaine Perkins, the blue car inside lane, driving that 29 full-time. There goes Jesse Love.
I was worried about that.
Third caution of the night. Nemechek involved. Allmendinger, Austin Hill.
Did not like the situation he was in, and that got Austin Hill caught up in it. I don't know if he's got any damage or not.
I don't think any damage for Austin Hill. Just a lot of wind in the middle of that racetrack when you're the center of 3 wide. Your car's getting buffeted from both directions, and if you get any little bit too aggressive with the steering wheel, you'll get behind in your steering in a hurry. This should be wild. We're going to hop on board with Austin Hill.
And we have our first caution of the night. It's going to be Sam Mayer in the 1.
Well, there's another car involved.
That is not good.
Kyle Weatherman, the 91. Side down. Scary crash for him, and tonight eliminated
pretty hard
early.
hit right there.
Boy, that was a hard hit.
Yeah, you don't like to see those angles.
Can't see 2 cars ahead of you, so it's just tough. See the fire come out the exhaust, somebody let off, and bam.
Here's your push. Go bottom of 3 to the lead.
His teammate slapped the wall, and there goes Sage Karam. Another crash at Daytona. Justin Allgaier hopping through the grass.
What a mess is right, Andy.
Getting a big run. That's just too hard. You can't hit somebody from behind that hard. I know you need to be pushing and shoving to try to get some momentum, but that was just no way to kind of survive that.
Yeah. There are a lot of guys that did a great job sliding through there.
Jesse Love.
Jesse Love. There's Daniel Dye spinning in the 10 car. Blaine Perkins slipping through.
Yeah, see that bump from Karam was just too much for Custer. He just couldn't hold on to it. Then it causes kind of a chain reaction.
Look at Truex, 4 wide on the bottom in the dirt. 44 off the ground with his front tires.
Yeah, Brennan Poole taking a hop there.
Sheldon Creed squeezing through.
Now it seizes up a little bit.
Little side draft from Andres Perez.
It's going to depend on which lane gets the bigger push.
Oh, no. Jake Finch goes around and dominated this race, wrecking all over the place at the front of the field. That will end this race. Andres Perez, huge hit on top of another car.
Row, and that outside lane started it, and yeah, just a lot of pushing and shoving.
Yeah, I think Andy J was in the back of Jake, and I think Andy J had Lewis in the back of him as well, and
yeah,
they all just
it was almost simultaneous. The inside and the outside got to the second row at the same time and just kind of fishtailed each other into both lanes.
Watch Perez in that 2 car up against the outside wall.
He's actually climbing over another car here. And he like stays mounted on top of the
Andy J's car.
Is that Armani Williams?
It is. It is.
The 13. What an impact for Jake Finch. Led 66 laps tonight, only to go straight into the wall on the final lap. Here's another look.
Yeah, Jake's just going down the straightaway, and they start pushing and shoving there, and
should be good onboard view here from Perez coming up, as he's obviously the car that's
on top of Andy Jankowiak's car.
Yeah. How long this outside lane stays in. We've got 2 really, really fast cars.
And around goes the 99. That's Michael Maples.
The wall. Oh gosh.
And another huge hit, and they hit again.
And there's change.
Mentioned Scott Melton.
Is that Big Willie? That was big. They're just going to catch Melton in the right rear corner.
Tell you what, that was a great evasive maneuver by that black car there, and a lot of these other guys missing some of this debris. And then you got SVG here coming to pit road and just rejoining the race, and he tattoos the infield.
Chantel, the 75 goes around. Sanchez will try to work both. Oh, trouble.
And there's a crash. Caution is out. The race is over. Trucks up in the air.
I've never avoided so many wrecks in my life. I can't believe I have a clean truck. But I'm not going to complain about it. It's truck racing. It happens. But super proud of Tricon Garage and Toyota Racing. Got a little bit of work to do for Talladega with the speed of this thing. But I thought the best strategy for me was to lay.
Amanda?
Raja, there was many ways that I was going to go in this conversation with you, but I saw you hand the phone back that you were just on, and the name said Rick Hendrick. What did that conversation go?
Yeah, it's all because of him, you know, being in this spot. So I'm really thankful for Mr. H and the Hendrick Automotive Group, along with Spire Motorsports and Chevy, because.
See if we can see Keith hit. Wow, something just broke on that truck.
It had Greg on the right front of that truck and just turned in straight into the outside. Fortunately.
Oh, crash! 2 cars slammed together, and Harrison Burton takes a wild ride through the grass and up into more traffic, gets tagged, turned around, and 5 cars are in it. Ryan Preece.
I think he missed that inside wall. Harrison Burton, big damage on the 21 car.
I see him with the hood up on pit road, but Harrison Burton, what a terrible break for the Wood brothers and everything that you prepare for over the last 3 months. And we see this race go that time every once in a while. Just these early wrecks that sometimes start with just people trying to go and trying to move forward.
Burton would have been okay, but for coming back up on the racing surface, obviously couldn't slow down. Kaz Gralla thought he had the high line clear, and he did until Burton got there.
With this particular car, you can't just hang back like you used to. You have to be somewhat close to the pack. You see Ryan Preece sliding through there. Harrison Burton's radiator and ductwork, everything fly out of the front of the car.
That's a good point, Kevin. You know,
for a win. Uh-oh.
There goes Ryan Sieg.
18, just watch 18.
That might do it.
Caution would end it. Champion in that bright yellow 88. And there goes Crafton. And we've got a crash. Gray around. The same for Sanchez.
Stuart Friesen in it.
Ty Dillon in the 25.
Dillon into the outside wall in hard contact with that Moffitt. Raja. The truck right behind Crafton. Just turned him a little bit sideways. Lane Riggs, look at that job he's doing.
Yeah, then he got into the 15. Crafton got into the 15 of Tanner Gray. There's Ty Dillon getting into the outside wall of the red and white and blue truck, excuse me. This would be a great shot of it here.
Right there.
He hit Lane Riggs hard. Watch Lane Riggs, that yellow truck, avoid the 15 of Tanner Gray.
Just slipped right through there, didn't he? Great job.
Looks like that Taylor Gray, maybe Corey Heim avoiding Ty Dillon.
And did you see all the dirt that Grant Enfinger kicked up in the infield? Hopefully he can get that truck repaired.